Matthew, great to meet you. Congratulations on Gold. You are just a chameleon. I swear you just transform for every role that you do. It must be something that you just really relish in your roles because you disappear into them completely. So it's something you really, when you're picking your roles, you're like, I want to completely become that person.
Well, that's the goal. I think of any actor, and if we do when we do our job well, we have some form of complete inhabitation. Not every role is teed up to allow us to commit mind, body, spirit like Kenny Wells. He was a really original and full-fledged man to go try my best to portray. So I just did what you know. Who's Kenny Wells? And then I'm going to be the guy going to represent him. So. You know, our job as actors is to expose humanity, and I know there's a whole lot of Kenny Welleses in the world.
Well, you did it well. You did it well, for sure. Of course, everyone is talking to you about your weight gain for it because the physical aspect of it is obviously what we're seeing on the screen. But I heard that you say that your son said you were more fun when you were filming this than you normally are.
The whole family thought I was more fun, and I was. I was like Mr. Rule Breaker. I was yes man. I was yes to pizza night on Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, and Sunday afternoon if they wanted it. Yeah, for 6 months I was real easy to get along with.
Isn't that the dream? Don't you miss that?
I do miss it a little bit, and I think my wife and family misses it somewhat too.
I was going to ask as well because when you're on the red carpet with your wife, you are the most beautiful couple. But in this film, your look, your balding look, your weight, your teeth. What did she make of it from the guy that we see in front of us?
I mean, she loved it because she knew that's who the guy was, you know, and that's what she's for, you know, is me going and trying to do my job the best I can, whatever that takes. That means I'm a different shape or different size. There's just more of me to love, I guess, you know.
Absolutely. And the underpants. We saw a lot of the underpants, the white, fetching underpants. Did you take those home with you as a nice souvenir from the shoot?
I have some. They're quite baggy on me now, thankfully.
They were something to see. Back in the day, I mean, I don't imagine you have to do it now, but back in the day, were you a kind of guy who ever came up with these kind of money-making schemes? Were you a Kenny Wells type guy back in the day? Through
high school and through college, you know, we had to pay our way. And I had a couple, you know, I remember I was taught to go out and be a door-to-door salesman very early on. There was a Phoenix fiber cookie that my buddy and I tried to get off the ground in college, and we go to all the sorority houses, and the science behind the Phoenix fiber cookie was, if you eat it and drink water, it expands in your stomach, therefore you feel more full, therefore you lose weight.
Wow.
We did okay for a while. We introduced it to the University of Texas at Austin campus. We did okay for a while, and that paid our way for a little while. And then I forget what happened, but I'm glad it didn't work out too well, or maybe it would have turned out to be my career instead of this.
Hey, you never know. You could have made your millions from that instead.
I'm glad this is working out for me instead.
Me too. You are the right man for the job, for sure. And I do have to ask, because I've never interviewed you before, but when other people say, oh, who are we interviewing today? I say, oh, I've got Matthew McConaughey later. And they're like, there isn't a single person who didn't do the all right impression to me. And I was just wondering, I mean, you are the man himself. Do you get sick of it? Or are you still okay with that? Because I've heard it so many times,
right,
just because I'm coming to interview you.
Well, I mean, I'm fine with it. If anything, it's kind of flattering. But for me, personally, it's the first 3 words I ever said in film. My first film acting job, those are the first 3 words that came out of my mouth. And so the fact that people have picked up on that, it's a little callback to me that, hey, 27 years ago, that was the first words that came out of your mouth through a character of David Wooderson in a film, Dazed Confused. And at that time, that night, I remember the night very clearly, I didn't know it was gonna end up being my career. I thought it was just a little lucky break I found in a summer job and got called in to act in this role, and it turned out to be my career. So it still puts a smile on my face when I remember and when I say it. And if I'm ever coming out to give a speech or something, a little bit nervous, I usually say it, and it cracks me up, it cracks the crowd up, and usually makes for a more fun speech.
We love it, and look where you are now. Amazing. Amazing. Matthew, so lovely to meet you. Congratulations
you.
again with the film.
Thank you very much.
Great job by you.
Thank you.
Great job.
Oh my God! Sorry. Hey!
Zane's got a great voice.
I'll just leave it at that.
I've wanted to meet you. We haven't met each other yet.
Got some lipstick on your teeth.